guys, welcome to Turn Hill. Welcome to the place where we empower the high vibers. Hope all is well. New here, who this? You feel me? New here, who there? You feel me? Okay. I didn't do the new moon. Oh shit. I didn't do the new moon in whatchamacallit in Sag reading. My bad. I was out here living, man. Out here, I was just trying to survive, man. Shit. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope the holidays are treating you well. Hope you had some good eating. All right. All right, let's get into it. Ready? Ready? What? Why did that come out? Ready, set, go. I don't know. All right. Welcome to the reading for the week. All right, let's go. I come to you, humbly God, thanking you for your divine guidance, providing messages of divine light, divine love, in accordance with your divine will. What is it that we need to know? One more. So it is super nice outside today. That's why I'm out here. I wish I could just wear nothing right now. I just want to be one with nature. I'm loving nature right now. But I can't be in the nude. This isn't that type of platform. I get it. Whatever. It's fine. But it's gorgeous. I'm loving it. I'm so thankful. So grateful. Alright. So we have Snake Spirit coming through. Come on now. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Snake Spirit coming through. This reading is all over the place. All over. Moth Spirit, surrender now. I'm gonna roll with it. Usually I would stop this and redo it because it just, but surrender now. What I'm getting from this is just rolling with the punches. All right. Even when things feel like it's all over the place, still find the beauty in things. All right, that's what I'm getting there. Surrender to your healing as well. Find the beauty in some of the struggle. Okay, what else? Oh gosh, there's so much coming through. Okay, see, life is a mystery. Bobcat Spirit. Bobcat Spirit, life is a mystery. Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. Stag Spirit, take the lead. Chameleon Spirit, act as if. There's a very interesting emotion that's coming through right now, or a sentiment, and I'm having a hard time putting words to it right now. This is giving the energy of picking up the pieces and just dust yourself off and try again energy. Okay, so if we're going through this healing process, we might have a process where this reading is a lot, but I think this is embodying the energy right now. Like, oh my God, I'm frazzled. I'm all over the place. I wasn't frazzled when I started this reading. Once I press record, now I'm like all over, right? But it's still pushing through, still having fun with it, still joking about it. Oh my God, plan, right? Whatever. And just still moving forward, okay? It's okay. It's okay. Take it lightly. All right. So I feel like with this energy of revisiting the past, probably revisiting mistakes of the past, realizing the unhealed versions of you and how it showed up and manifested in your life, forgiving yourself for that, laughing at it, and moving on. Like, all right, man, keep it pushing. All right. You know what I mean? This is about eliminating if there's any guilt, shame, all that, eliminating that, forgiving yourself, giving yourself grace, just moving on, keeping it light, baby, keep it player. You feel me? All right. Also, act as if this is coming through. It's making me think of like, let's say somebody's a performer, a rapper on stage, right? And the audience might not know your lyrics. They might not know how you meant to do this one thing when you were supposed to do it. But you might get tripped up off of this mistake because you had it envisioned to be a certain way in your mind when you performed this thing on stage, right? But what needs to happen is if you trip up on your words, you trip up off of a dance move, whatever, you keep moving and act as if it's all good. Like, I meant to do that. It's really about rolling with the punches. It's also being open to happy accidents, okay? As an artist, I've definitely dealt with that, where it's like, I'm like, I pressed the wrong button, you know, like on Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to use that effect on there, but I like it. Huh. All right. Well, let's keep moving forward, you know? So it's that type of energy. I'm giving a lot of examples within a creative realm. So some of you guys might be creatives and you need to hear that you need to make more room for creativity while you're creating, instead of sticking too close to the vision. But obviously this is a bigger metaphor of being okay with the vision being morphed a little bit, and making room for the happy accidents. All right, it's having that balance there, because we also do have to have the vision. We do have to have the guidelines as to what we want to create. We have to know the overarching theme, the big picture. All right, we do have to have the wisdom. Okay, this is coming from learning from the past so that you know what to create moving forward. But even though you've learned a lot from your past and you know what to create moving forward, still don't allow that to make you static, like there's not much more to learn, okay? If you made mistakes in love in the past, you're still going to make more mistakes in love moving forward. There's still more to learn, all right? So still stand on the lessons that you've learned in the past, but still be open to the new lessons, okay? All right, anyway. Learn from the past, coming through with the elephant. All right. Life is a mystery. There are so many surprises that could come through. This is a happy accident. Also, so many other lessons that we could learn that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know until we know it, right? We don't know what we don't know until we learn the thing that we're supposed to know. All right. So surrender to that. Open up to the path. Whatever path opens up. It's not saying jumping from path A to path Z, right? But it's like, okay, if you're on path A, they might have A-1, A-2. You know, be okay with like having these mini detours, because those mini detours are actually things that you can pick up and that'll bring you right back onto your path A, okay? So just be mindful of that. Some of you guys, you might be experiencing detours, or you might be realizing the detours that you took in the past, and you might be realizing how those detours are now affecting you now in a positive way. How it was actually intentional, even if it felt like it was all over the place. Okay? All right, cool. Let's get into the reading. All right? All right. What is the energy for the week? I think that was it right there. But let's see if there's anything else. Oh, this breeze is amazing. Lovely. And shuffle some more. Shuffle some more. All right. What's going on for the week? Okay. Oh, come on now. Come on now, baby. Strength card. That strength card didn't know if it wants to be up, down, sideways. I don't know what the hell it wants to be. What you want to be? You want to show up with strength, or you want to show up with non-strength? You want to show off this strength a little bit, not too much. You're not too sure about it. Where you at with it? Okay, figure out where you want to stand on this. Okay, but this is given this energy of the stack spirit. There are going to be moments where you have to be completely strong, right? And you got to stand 10 toes down on that thing, and you got to be stubborn, like, no, this is what I want and it's what I'm gonna get. And then there's sometimes where you got to pull back on that strength and be like, is this a time to surrender, or the time to be stubborn, hold tight to my convictions? And it depends on the situation. Not every situation calls for you going with the flow. Sometimes you don't need to be going with the flow. You go with the flow with somebody else moving like this, and you might be going into their flow and it be some bullshit, right? So you have to know when to stand still, you know, hold the line, like I'm good there. Okay, set the proper boundaries, but also know when to pull back and relinquish control. That's what I'm getting there. All right. Okay, what else? Yeah. See, I was saying, like, we don't know if you want to be strong or not, blah, blah, blah. And that requires discernment and practice. We have the Two of Pentacles coming through, which is that energy of like a toss up. Like, I don't know which way to go, what to do, you know? That requires discernment. When realizing like, oh, this is a moment where I need to just relax. And then realizing, oh, this is a moment where I need to seize the opportunity and hop on it and fire up, right? This is where I need to be an emperor. And this is when I need to be an empress. Okay. You know, and it's a level of practice that's required, you know, trial and error. When you are probably forcing something when it shouldn't be forced, then you're going to bump your head against the wall and see, okay, all right, let me look back. Where did I miss that cue that told me to slow the fuck down and I didn't, right? Or if you were slowing down and you were moving too slow when it was time to move forward, and then you realize that you missed an opportunity because you was moving too slow. Now it's like, okay, hold on. I missed that opportunity. There was some cue that I must have missed that told me that I should have been fired up and I didn't listen, right? So take those moments to learn from the past, learn from those moments, and then and course correct with the healing card here. All right. Once you realize that, okay, well, when I know that it's time, because you start to sense, I don't know. For me, I'm starting to sense it, but I realize that it does require a lot of discernment there. My biggest thing is because I always want to go, 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 go. My big three being intensive fuck, you know. I always want to go, 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 right? So it's just like I don't know when to slow down until it's too late, you know. And I'm trying to learn the cues before I get the stress headache. I learn the cues before I start to do things to sabotage things, you know. I'm trying to learn the cues before I have to slow down. And that's what this healing energy is taking the time out to realize the error of your ways and then course correcting. All right. When to be strong and when not to. When to sit in your masculine energy, when to sit in your feminine energy. Okay. Cool. I like that. I like it a lot. All right. We have the Six of Swords coming through in our subconscious energy. So this energy is moving forward. All right. There's something we have to move. What? I don't know. In your possession is what I heard. I don't know what that means. Why? In your possession. It's something about this Nine of Pentacles here. We're chasing after something we already have type thing. All right. I'm just going to assume that will be clarified as I continue this reading. But I don't know what that riddle meant. So I'm going to put a pin in that one. But there is something that we need to move forward towards. It is our inner independence with that Nine of Pentacles here. This Nine of Pentacles energy right now, what it's giving me is this inner strength. Oh, okay, so that's the thing that we already have within us, chasing something that we already have. So if we're chasing validation outside of us to feel strong, chasing validation outside of us to feel whatever, then we don't need to do that, blah, blah, blah. We already know that. But I guess it needs to be said and heard again and reinforced. We don't have to search for the validation outside of us. The strength is within us. The wisdom is within us. If we go and revisit the past and see where we've come from, we will realize that the strength has already been there. Okay. When we revisit mistakes that we have made, or when we revisit moments of triumph in the past, we realize I'm stronger than I thought I was. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves of our strength by revisiting those times where we overcame certain things. When we're in the middle of a storm, it always feels like it's the worst storm in the world, right? But it's not. Think about the times where you've gotten through it. Think about the times where you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get out of this, and you did it. Always pull from that as a resource, as a reference for yourself. Write it down. I mean, it's like that practice in a corporate setting, right? If you do something, if you have a moment where you completed a project or whatever the case is, you write it down, save it for later, put it in your little handy dandy notebook, and tell that story in your interview, right? This is how you sell yourself to someone. But in this case, this is how you sell it to yourself. You're telling yourself, hey, you're telling the naysayer that's telling you that you can't make it through. And then there's another side of you. Hold on, let me go to my reference. Okay, I remember on October 20 whatever, okay, when I did this and that and I made it through. All right. All right. I was about to say a specific date. I'm like, oh, why did that date pop up? Hey. I'm gonna have to check the journal on that date now. All right, so we have the Four of Wands coming out in reverse with the Five of Cups in reverse. So back to eliminating the guilt, back to eliminating the shame. When we revisit the past and we heal from it, we're like, oh, I was supposed to do that. Oh, I was supposed to experience that. Oh, I was stronger. I did handle that in the best way. It's seeing it, hindsight being 20/20. You will pick up some gems about yourself when looking back at your perceived mistakes. Some of them weren't mistakes. Hangman coming out. It is a new perspective that comes about. There might have been a story that you were telling yourself based on a perceived mistake, and then you realize it wasn't a mistake at all. And not just saying it wasn't a mistake at all because of divine intervention or the divine flow of things. It wasn't a mistake because it might have been something that it was the right decision, even if it felt wrong in that moment. Okay, we're getting a little bit deep there. I don't know. That's not going to apply to everyone, I guess. But it's something like that where you might have held on to a mistake that you made. You might have had some guilt or shame about it. And then when you look back, you're like, oh, I wasn't in the wrong in that situation. Something like that is coming through. There's a gem like that, and it's liberating. Lovely. It's liberating us of this guilt and shame. Okay. Now, that bug got a little crazy. This is not bug season. Anyway. So eliminating that guilt and shame of something that we shouldn't be holding on to. Now, I mean, some of you guys, it might be some things that you actually, whoa, we have the Tower card. There might be some things that you actually did wrong or whatever the case is, and you're just learning from it, and it's fine. And it's realizing, like, I did the best I could with the parameters that was set. I did the best that I could with the parameters that was set. Parameters being childhood trauma. Parameters being the environment you were raised in. The parameters being the people that you were around, okay? The tools that you had in your toolbox as far as navigating this world. Those are the parameters set. And as you expand those parameters, then you have more tools to deal with things in a healthier way, all right? But it takes the intention to do that, all right? But if you did not have those tools, you cannot judge yourself. When you have the tools, you can't judge yourself, your older self that did not have those tools to handle things, okay? As an adult, you can't blame yourself for how you acted as a kid. You didn't have the toolbox, the full toolbox. You was a freaking kid, you know? So things like that. It's coming through as a Tower moment. This liberation. Love it. In doing so, it feels a little like it feels a little like the laughs on me, the jokes on me, because, and it's not like haha funny joke, obviously, but it's like, I could have been let this go. I really built this up in my head to be this big thing, and this was the reason why I moved in a certain way. This was a story I told myself, and all this time it wasn't true. Oh my gosh, I need to let the story go now so I can just jump into whatever I need to be. That's the energy that I'm getting here. This is a Tower. The laughs on me, Justice card in reverse. The laughs on us when it comes to this situation, because we were realizing how we were clipping our own wings I'm not saying that we didn't have people around us clipping our own wings, but because we were the first ones to do it to ourselves, that's why we experienced it around others. And you can build yourself up internally and still have people around you that might try to bring you down. But if you've already built yourself up internally, you won't keep those people around you. So now it's a thing of like, okay, why was I keeping these types of people around me? Oh, it's because I was clipping my own wings. Oh my gosh. So of course I will. If I was doing it to myself, I would allow other people to do it to me too, right? So now it's that. The joke's on me. I did it to myself, essentially. Oh my God. Queen of Wands coming out in reverse here. All right. So it's realizing how you're clipping your own wings, 3 of Pentacles, and stepping into this 9 of Pentacles energy. No longer clipping your own wings and honoring yourself, loving on yourself, being your biggest cheerleader, cheering yourself on. All right. Walking away from this. These words are coming up. I want to say inner world. Okay. Walking away from a specific inner world. You're walking away from a whole world. Whoa, hold on. What's this? Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. Wow. Okay. So it's like, well, it's a whole world, inner world that we've created based on this attitude, this belief system, whatever the case is. It's a world that we created in our inner world, and it was reflected in the outer world, and it's walking away from that inner world completely and starting from ground zero, creating a new world in your mind. And then that's how the manifestations start in your outer world. Wow. Okay. So you have that Queen of Wands coming out in reverse in that inner world. This ding dong, the witch is dead. Okay, that's the energy there. This inner Queen of Wands in reverse energy. The Queen of Wands in reverse, when that comes out, is, it could be like a bitter type of energy. Okay, someone who feels scorned. All right, they're not handling their emotions well. Okay. They might be. This could be the energy of someone hurting people because they were hurt, right? Things like that. This part of us need to die. That's what's happening. It's like this killing off of this one side of us, or this part of us. Burying that, letting it decompose in the soil, and getting fresh soil out of that. Okay? It's not pushing it to the side and never looking at it again. No, we're not looking at it again, but we're burying it with intention. Okay, because there's a difference between burying things in avoidance and denial and burying things as this is done, this chapter's over. And that's the thing, we have to bury it. There's certain things, certain ideas that simply aren't true. Certain belief systems or stories that we're telling ourselves that simply aren't true, and we just simply have to bury them and say no more, no mas. That is no longer my world. That is no longer a part of my inner world. This story is going to be different for everyone, but it is stemming from pain, okay, that needs to be healed, that wasn't quite healed correctly. It wasn't healed correctly. Instead, it was... These words are just showing up. Instead, the pain wasn't healed. Instead, it was abused. Like, that's a word that I'm hearing. Like you have a deep wound, and instead of treating it correctly and nurturing it and making sure that it heals well and putting that shea butter on it and making sure the scars are gone, instead of that, you just keep picking at it. And you keep doing this and digging in it. and showing everyone, hey, look at my pain. You know, that's the thing. That's this Queen of Wands energy. This is how we are treating our pain. Instead of letting it just, it will be integrated into us. But it has to be, how is it, when you start picking at the wound, then it does eventually heal, but it heals very nastily, right? As opposed to if you nurtured it and took care of it and you loved on it, you loved on that wound, then it can heal in a way where you won't see any scars at all. It'll be integrated in a seamless way. So it's something that we did not heal in a seamless way. And it caused us to move in a certain way in the world. And it also helped create our villain origin story. All right. And it's time to kill off that origin story. All right. Nine of Cups in reverse. What else? Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles in reverse. Until we do that, we're just going to see the festering of this wound manifested in our external world. We're going to have to go back to ground zero and take care of this wound. Nurse it, love it. The wound is ugly. This is giving, they're giving me very graphic fucking imagery right now. But whatever, I guess it's important. But the wound is ugly now because we didn't heal it in the first place, and it's fine. Don't guilt yourself. Don't trip. Don't trip. It's okay. You did what you did. You didn't have the tools to patch it up correctly. All you had was twigs and leaves, so you just tried to stitch that thing up without the right tools, okay? Now we're revisiting the wounds with better tools, with a scalpel, with, I don't know, antibacterial shit, whatever. I'm not a doctor, all right? But we're going back to the same wound with different tools now so that we can clean it up better and that we can show up better, all right? In between that, we're in this new mindset with new tools, and we're looking at this old wound that we fixed up with just raw scissors and twigs and leaves and shit. And we're looking at this like, oh my gosh, look at this hack job that I did to try and heal myself. What the fuck, right? It's okay. That's the revisiting of the past. And with this new mindset, looking back at your old work, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know. No, you didn't know. And it's okay. And there's certain things that you're still not going to know. You have a certain set of tools now that are better than the last set of tools. Use that to clean it up. It's not going to be completely cleaned. You're going to go to a next level where you have even more tools. And then you'll go back and you're like, oh, look at that hack job, right? And we continue to grow. We're going to continue to grow. So let's keep an open mind as to what we have to learn. Just because we learned more than our older self doesn't mean that there's an older that doesn't mean that there isn't an older version of ourselves that knows more than what we do now. Okay, so let's just keep it open and do what you can with the tools that you have right now. Right now we're getting new tools to apply to our lives. We're gonna be a little bit put off by the hack job that we did on our lives and our manifestations, the sloppy work that we've done, but it's okay. Now we're going to clean it up on a new level. All right, we're going to keep reinventing, keep going, keep growing, keep evolving. All right, that is the name of the game this week. And I don't know if it's just this week, but that's the name of the game right now whenever you watch it. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, add me on IG, Tarot and Heal. If you want a personal reading, check out the info box below. If you want to be an angel donor, check out the Patreon link below. Also check me out on TikTok and Twitter. All right, thank you so much. Till we meet again, peace.